These are the essential terms to know to just increase your overall business and finance IQ. I want you to have the tools that you need to succeed in business. My goal truly is for you to have all the tools that you need to have a successful business, to be able to ask the right questions, to talk to investors in a meaningful way, to talk to banks in a meaningful way. If you have all of these, even if it's just, click back on this video every so often before you go into a meeting or before you go to a bank to talk to a loan officer, I want you to be able to make informed decisions, to ask the right questions, to know, oh, actually, no, this person's not telling me the truth. This isn't a good number, or like, that is a bad margin. That's not a good deal. I want you to have these tools so you can make the right decisions. I think especially in corporate America, there's always all these terms and buzzwords and things. Like, they intentionally make it ambiguous and hard and difficult to understand for no reason, for like the most simple concept. So this video is going to be a resource for you to just understand some of these business terms in a way that I hope makes it easier for you to understand. My name is Olivia. I'm the founder here at Lavi Rèv. We're a consultancy that specializes in strategic planning, giving Black and brown women the tools they need to build their dreams. I've spent the last decade of my career working in finance, banking, financial services, and like the top investment banks around the world, in New York, Paris, and Hong Kong. And now I want to make sure that Black and brown women have access to that same type of information. I don't think that it should be gatekept or that this should be a secret. I think particularly those women who want to start businesses and, I don't know, just change their life, do something new. I want to make sure that you have the tools that you need to build your dream. First up, we have a business plan. A business plan is a document that defines a business strategy, objectives, and just how it plans to achieve these goals. A business plan is really helpful, particularly in the business, with just guiding like how you make decisions and also attracting partners, investors, people that you want to work with. It's really easy if you have like a simple deck. And again, I look at decks all the time. I make decks. I feel like all I look at every single day is Excel spreadsheets and PowerPoint decks. But it's really easy to just kind of have like a visual representation of, okay, what is your why? What are you doing in business? How do you make money? Who's on your team? And, why do you want to work with whoever you're pitching this to? It's a really helpful document and useful to have. I use a business plan, like the document, especially in the beginning, to really help organize my thoughts, my target audience, how I was going to structure my business, all the revenue model, all of that. It's really helpful in the beginning, and then as you kind of go along and build your business, it can switch more to like a pitch deck or a proposal, or like ways that you kind of attract new clients and work with new people. So this is a very important document to have in the beginning. Highly recommend having a business plan or a plan on a page, something, even if it's just one slide, 2 slides or something, so that you kind of know what your guiding principles are. Up next is cash flow. Cash flow is the movement of money in and out of a company. Understanding what your money is doing is absolutely key. Managing cash flow is the key to a sustainable business. You need to understand what is coming in and what is going out, when, where, why, all of that. So if you have $100 coming in, but you have $200 coming out the next day, you're going to be negative. Understanding that balance, understanding cash flow is really, really important to making sure that your business is sustainable. Up next is revenue model. A revenue model is how you make money. There are so many different types of revenue models, whether that's subscription, wholesale, commission, ad-based, affiliate, fee-for-service, project. Like, there's so many different revenue structures. Having a well-defined revenue structure and multiple ways of making money is key for just having a profitable, sustainable business. Up next is the break-even point. The break-even point is when total cost equal total revenues. There's no loss, there's no gain, this is just your break-even point. This number is really important, particularly if you're looking for investors or if you're just trying to understand, when you're gonna like get out of debt, when you're gonna kind of be back in the clear, when you're gonna actually start making money. That's a really key number to have and to know and understand, especially if you're looking for investors. So you kind of know, like, okay, at this point in our second year, in our second month, whatever, that's when we're gonna break even and have no more debt, and everything we make will be gain towards running the actual business. Up next is gross margin. Gross margin is equal to revenue minus cost of goods sold divided by revenue. This is a really key profitability measure. It's basically how much money you're actually able to make. So this is actually one of the most important indicators of a business's success. So say you make $100, but you have to spend $80 in order to run your business. So that 100 minus 80 is equal to 20, divided by 100 would be 20%. That would be your margin. Understanding this number and understanding what your tolerance is or what sort of margin that you want to have for your business is absolutely key, and is a big number that investors will look at, that you'll hear about in the finance world. Basically, you want to make sure that you are making more money than you spend. Understanding your margins are key because it's a really good measure of profitability if you're actually making money. It's one thing if you're making $1 million in sales, but if you have a negative margin, you're absolutely not keeping anything from that. So understanding margin and what your margins are is key. Up next is return on investment, or your ROI. This is a big one that you'll hear all the time, but your return on investment is the ratio between net income and investment. So if you put $10,000 in, how much money of that do you get back out and when? It's understanding that ratio of, the return on your money. You want to make sure that if it's 10%, 20%, 50%, you want to be able to understand how much money you're going to make out of this investment. It's a number, it's a ratio that you'll hear and expressed a lot in the financial world. Up next is scalability. Scalability is defined as the capacity to grow or scale. Scalability is really important when you're talking about the long-term sustainability or profitability of a business. Does your business have the capacity to go from 0 to 100? Or is it going to get from 0 to 50 and then fall off? That's essentially what scalability is, and understanding if you can build your business in a way that makes it even more sustainable as you scale and grow. That's ultimately the goal. So those are the top 7 terms. This is really just meant to be a really quick overview resource for you. Understanding these terms, how they apply to you and your business, and how you can apply them to your own journey is really important, particularly if you are an entrepreneur and you have to wear a ton of hats. And I know that can be really tricky in the beginning, particularly as an entrepreneur. You're doing so many different things. You're the CEO, the CFO, the COO. You have to kind of do it all at once. So I hope this video is helpful and kind of just giving you a high-level overview of some of the terms that you'll definitely hear in the finance, business, banking world as your business grows. If you want to learn more about Lavi Rèv, working with me, consultation, all of that, links will be in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.